Happening this week, many people are probably picking up their Christmas tree, and that is why our Brandon Roth this morning is live at Hafner's in North Syracuse, getting people in the spirit, talking about the different options, and probably motivating yourself, Brandon, because I know you got to get those holiday decorations out. Yvonne, she's got her list.
Oh, don't even get me started with the decorations with Yvonne. I mean, every year they bring out now lime green. Chuck Hafner, he's one of the guys. So you guys are pretty crafty. My wife's like, oh, we got to get the lime green. We got more decorations.
Different themes every year.
There we go. Very nice. Well, knock it off. I'm telling you. I like this regular Christmas tree ball. So let's go talking about real quick. We have the two main trees, because we want to give folks some tips this half hour about ways to keep their tree longer, and you had some neat things. But real quick, basically we come down to the Fraser and the Douglas. And these two offer different variants. This one will last longer.
A little bit longer, but very similar. Douglas, a little bit more fragrant, a little fuller tree.
Right, okay. So now you get the tree home, and what were some of the tips? You have a tree over here we're going to show us.
When you get it home, first thing, make sure that you store it out of the sun and the wind. And before you leave your retail lot, have them make a fresh cut. And when you get it home, put it right in water, and use very, very hot water the first time, because it allows it to draw up through the tree.
See, I never would have thought of that. Very hot water, like boiling water?
Well, no, not quite boiling, but but hot. It's very important to get the tree hydrated. That way it'll last long. And the tree uses the most water the first few days, and then it'll start to slow down. So check it daily when you first get it. And if it goes down below that cut, or if you have it home for a while and before you're going to put it up and you don't get it in water, you have to make another fresh cut on it. It needs to be taken water to last the longest on it.
Let's take a look here when you get it, when you get the tree home. I'll come over here.
And then another suggestion that we recommend is to take and just before you're putting it up, after you got the fresh cut, then you peel this bark and you get it down to the white here, and that way the water absorbs through the side along from the bottom, and that seems to work real well.
So these tips will help your tree last considerably longer.
Plus, don't put it by a heating duct, don't put it by a fireplace, a cooler place in the room. But the moisture, buying a tree that's cut fresh, and then keeping it out of the elements as far as sun and wind, and then having it hydrate with water is the trick to keeping a tree for a long, long period of time.
And I just want to say, at your place, and there's a few other guys, you want to make sure that where you're buying your tree from, that they keep the tree like you guys do, covered and not sitting out in the sun, because where the dried out.
Exactly, and most of your local guys are aware of that. The trees that we wholesale in this area, we actually get a little flyer out when we wholesale and when we load the trucks, telling the retailers what to do with them. That's important.
So if someone's sticking trees out on the side of the road that been sitting out, the leaves are going to fall off pretty quick.
The box stores are kind of famous for that.
All right, well, there you have it. Some tips. Chuck, thanks for joining us this morning. Some tips this summer, and hey, it's starting. It is starting. Time to go out and get the tree, and hopefully this year, some of these tips, you can have your Christmas lasting a little bit longer. Lisa, let's take it back to you.
Brandon, I have a quick question for you, and maybe you can ask Chuck. What about prices this year? Because we saw that drought across the country. Are prices going to be staying the same? Are they going up? What's the deal with those?
Yeah, Lisa had a good question about prices this year because of the drought across the country. We talked a little bit about that at 5:30. Not an issue?
No. Prices are going to be the same. They might be down for us, they might be down just a little, but they're definitely not going up. We have a lot of Christmas trees, and most of the country has a lot of Christmas trees. So there's not, the drought won't affect it. And the supply and demand aspect of it is that we'll keep the prices reasonable this year.
I like that. Maybe even a little bit lower. Christmas, a little Christmas present.
We're looking at that for sure.
All right, there you go, Lise. There you go. A little Christmas bonus there. This year, trees may be a little cheaper.
All right, good news to hear. Brandon Roth live at Hafner's in North Syracuse this morning. Brandon, thank you so much.